Yes, live.
Good morning and welcome you all back for Disha, the direction. When I say direction, direction towards your dreams, direction towards your goal, direction towards your milestone, and direction towards knowing better about Amrita School of Engineering, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. So today we have two guests from Amrita School of Engineering and Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham who would be talking to all of us on our Chennai campus, Amrita School of Engineering, and later on that will be followed by a brief talk about the most important department of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Corporate Industry Relations. In short, it is called CIR. After doing so, we would move on to the placements that took place for the current academic year. That's for students of engineering who are passed out in the year 2020, as to where they have been placed, how many of them have been placed, what is the highest salary, what is the median average salary they have scored, so which are the companies, how many companies had come into our campus across all the three campuses, though we have four, because Chennai is the youngest of the lot, so they would come in for placement a little later. So for all the three campuses, we'll be talking about the placement activities as well as the trade learning and development. So stay tuned, and on behalf of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, this is Medul Krish welcoming you for Disha, the direction. To begin with, as I mentioned to you, that we are going to open this particular session. We had a similar session yesterday. We had our dean and the deputy dean addressing you all, right? And Subha ma'am about the international study facilities. And today we have with us a special guest to talk to you about the Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai campus. And he is Dr. P. Shankar, who is the principal of Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai. To run through his brief profile, so it's a long page, so just to run through his brief profile, Dr. P. Shankar, as I mentioned, is the principal at Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai campus of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. He is a prolific researcher cum teacher with national and international credentials. He obtained his bachelor's degree in metallurgical engineering from PSG College of Technology in the year 1985-89 and went on to complete his PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He worked on CVD deposition of diamond films for his postdoctoral research at University of Nijmegen, Netherlands. I stand corrected if there has been a mistake in my announcing that particular name. He has served as senior scientific officer at the Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research for nearly 19 years before shifting to a full-time position in educational institutions since 2008. He has served as adjunct visiting faculty at University of Arkansas during 2012-2016. During his tenure at IGCAR Kalpakkam, Department of Atomic Energy, he has made several pioneering contributions in the field of characterization of advanced nuclear materials and in the development of novel surface engineering processes that are in use in our nuclear reactors. He has over 80 publications in referred journals and at least another 60 presentations in conferences. He has 2 patents and is a co-author of 3 books. His passion for education and to motivate students has been the driving force for him to take up full-time responsibility as academic administrator, giving up a coveted post of atomic energy. In the last 12 years, he has been instrumental in introducing innovative changes in regulations to make the students industry ready and globally competitive. He has won several awards, including Young Metallurgist Award by the Indian Institute of Metals, Young Engineer Award by Indian National Academy of Engineers, Shiksha Bharati Puraskar Award, Mother Teresa Excellence Award, etc. He has visited several countries on invitation, including USA, Netherlands, UK, Germany, Sweden, Australia, Belgium, Korea, South Africa, etc. He has served as member of DST into Brazil SA Trilateral Nano Initiative. His vision is to implement new strategies and directions in higher education to strengthen the intellectual capacity of our nation. So welcome to you, sir. Welcome to you, sir, Dr. Shankar. And may I, on behalf of Amrita School of Engineering, Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore, and Amritapuri, thank you for your presence here with us. May I now request Dr. Shankar to take over and give his briefing about our new campus of Amrita School of Engineering at Chennai. Thanks once again on behalf of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham also, sir, that you have taken the trouble and pain to be here with us to brief the students about our campus at Chennai.
Thank you, KK, for those nice words. It's always a pleasure talking to aspiring students and parents. It's a wonderful day today, and I'm delighted to be here with an opportunity to talk to all of you. Before I commence with my presentation, please allow me to invoke the blessings of the Supreme to restore world peace. Lokaha samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Amriteshware Namaha. So good morning, vanakkam, and
vanakkam, sir.
Namashvaya.
Namashvaya, sir. Vanakkam.
Thank you. It's a wonderful meeting all of you here on this online platform. KK, I hope you are able to see my slides moving.
It's very clear.
Okay.
Like so, your young, bright mind.
Right. So on behalf of the Amrita family, let me once again add my words of welcome to all the young, aspiring, beautiful minds, along with their very anxious parents and well-wishers. Good morning to all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you come in here with a lot of expectations. It's not an easy decision to make, particularly to secure a very good place for your child's career and future. It needs a lot of consideration and a considered decision. So you heard our dean talk to you yesterday about some of the aspects that I'm sure you will take into consideration. I'd only like to re-emphasize that being part of this beautiful institution is in our very fundamental character that we would not only endeavor to strengthen the intellectual capacity of our students, but for sure we will be growing their hearts as well. We will ensure the success they attain in life is sustainable. The happiness they will experience is enduring, and they will all not just become leaders but adorable leaders in the coming days. This is all the teachings of our beloved Amma, and we are so blessed and fortunate to belong to this family. As you heard, the Chennai campus of Amrita School of Engineering commenced operations since last year. We had the first batch of students joining us in 2019. But what I would like to impress upon all of you, what I would like you to appreciate in the slides that will follow and from my discussions here on is that we, in our actions, in the kind of events in our academic and research rigor, you will not see this as an institution in its first year. We have inherited the genes from our parental organization, and you know Amarta Vishwa Vidyapeetham is among the top ranking universities in India. You heard about that, all that from our dean yesterday. What I should also emphasize in these rankings is all the universities that have been placed above us and a little behind us in this ranking list. They are all established for several decades now, some of them even a little close to a century and more. So to be competitive and to be in this position in just over 20 years is by itself a commendable feat, and truly the guidance from our Chancellor, Mata Amartanandamayi Devi. So Chennai campus is a full member of the Amarta Vishwa Vidyapeetham. We follow exactly the same curriculum and regulations and best practices. What is the biggest advantage is we have access to all the resourceful expertise belonging to this university of repute. When I say this, the biggest strength of any institution is its human resource, the expertise of the faculty, and no matter which campus you belong to, we make sure that the strengths of all the faculty members are pooled in, the best of learning materials and resources is shared across. Students will definitely enjoy their experience. We have several hundreds of adjunct faculty from across the globe who are happy to come and share their knowledge with us. You will have access to all this being part of any campus, and definitely so at Chennai as well. You'll be hearing from Mr. Srikanth shortly on corporate industry relations. It's not just about placements, but how we are able to interface with hundreds of corporates and top tier industries to engage our students on futuristic directions, technological trends, internships, industry visits, and all that you could think of to make this transition from academic to professional life very smooth. So we have perhaps one of the best CAR departments in, if you compare any of the institutions across India, and definitely that will be a big advantage to students joining at Amarta. We also have a very vibrant international relations team. We have already have a full-time international relations officer posted at Chennai right in the first year, who will make sure that all the wonderful opportunities through this hundreds of MOU that we have signed is made available to the students. All these opportunities are definitely available for all the students, and it's truly up to the students to make the best use of these facilities. We have some of the best research centers across the various campus, but the physical position is not a constraint. The faculty and students across all the campus will have equal access to all these facilities and to take part in cutting edge research, depending on their passion and their choice. Of course, what's unique at Amarta is also that we extend ourselves what we have learned in this classroom to translate into projects that will ultimately be of use to community. So this community link projects, the live-in labs, these are all certain functions that all students across all the campus will have access to, and definitely students at Chennai will also have the benefit of participating in these programs. It's not just about placements, it's not just about higher studies in premier institutions going abroad, it's not just about taking part in research, but I'm sure a good number of you would also aspire to become entrepreneurs. Amrita Technology Business Incubator has been recognized by Government of India as one of its best in the country. There are several reasons for that. I will not be running through that. But that's again one big advantage the students will benefit joining this campus. Again, a huge advantage here is because of the multi-professional expertise available at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. We would be able to collaborate from professionals around within the family, AVV family, and bring out useful products that will be of value to mankind. Just to give you an example, at this time of pandemic, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham has initiated a rapid response research team to combat COVID-19, where you would see several engineers collaborating with doctors, scientists collaborating with biotechnologists, the management team pitching in, the experts from humanities, psychology, all pitching in and trying to work together to provide holistic solutions for to help people at distress during this challenging times. So all these facilities are definitely available at Chennai campus, and so it's not definitely like a campus that has just been started a year back. Now, being at Chennai also brings in a host of other advantages. Being located at a metro, it's well connected. Being an industrial hub, both for automotive industries, manufacturing industries, the IT sector. So it's only going to make it easier for CIR to bring these collaborations much stronger at this campus. And we hope that going forward, a whole lot of industries would also like to operate to deliver from Chennai campus. The research activities has been one of our strengths. We have been very careful in recruiting our faculty. I'll talk to you a little later about that. A big advantage of being an young campus is that we have learned from the experience of all the other campus, and we have tried to put in the best of practices and best of facilities here at Chennai right from day one. It's a vision that this campus will evolve into a premier research center in the coming years, and the campus will definitely grow multifold. So it's nice to be part of a growing campus. There's plenty of advantage taking part in these activities right from the development stage and integrating with some of the research activities right from the scratch. Of course, being at Chennai has several other advantages. You can benefit from the host of other training and coaching facilities around to boost your chances in cracking the competitive exams for higher education and so on. So with that brief about Chennai, let me share with you a little bit of what we have been doing in the last 1 year. We had a nice inauguration last year on 29th of July with the induction of the first batch in the presence of His Holiness Swami Ramakrishnananda Puri, Treasurer of Mata Amritanandamayi Math. We had Mr. Shankar Venugopal from Mahindra & Mahindra. He heads the technology innovations. We also had Mr. Vasudevan from TCS. They set the tone for our students, highlighting very precisely the industrial expectations from students when they complete their 4-year study here. You would also like to note that in the very first year, we had 5 international students, one from Africa, one from Bangladesh, and few from Nepal. All this is truly because we belong to this institution of high repute. We will be offering the following BTech courses this year. In computer science engineering with artificial intelligence, computer science and engineering with cyber security, computer and communications engineering, electronics and communication engineering, and mechanical engineering. You heard our dean talk to you yesterday that we are keen to introduce new disciplines which are futuristic in its trend and demand. We are also keen to introduce interdisciplinary courses. So you will have some of these opportunities. Let me play a video. This course on cyber security is being introduced at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham for the first time at Chennai campus this year. We all know that it's a information era, and this keyword cyber security is going to play a vital role in future. There's a huge requirement for cyber security experts across the globe, and I'm sure the professionals graduating from here in cyber security will be able to play a key role. Just give me a minute. I will try to play this video on cyber security. Okay, just let me know if you are able to see the video. I'm just trying to, not yet, but I'll try to get it on.
No problem. Take your time, sir.
It's a nice video that will tell you that there are more than 3 million jobs in waiting. There's a huge demand for this expertise on cyber security, and okay, let me.
No issue, sir. We have enough time.
Probably let me continue with the presentation, and I'll come back at the end in case I may have to play the video. I'm sorry for that. And okay, so this is about the courses that we will offer at Chennai this year. And as I told you, we are not like an institution in the very first year of its presence here. We fully realize that in all our activities, in our outcomes, we will have to reflect the strengths of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. To highlight very brief, we have today about 28 faculty members who are the pillars of this institution. All of them are PhDs, barring 2 members who will be shortly submitting their PhD at IIT Madras. And all these members are PhDs from very reputed institutions with wonderful academic and research background. There are at least 5 of them who have had academic graduation from IITs, myself from Indian Institute of Science. There's one from NUS. There's another faculty who did his post-graduation from Russia, a couple of them from NITs. So what I wanted to impress that we are very careful in recruiting our faculty members, because it's based on their interaction that the students and this campus will grow. All the faculty members have come in with a very strong research background, and right in the very first year at the time of commencement, we had 2 research grants ongoing. That's perhaps we have made history. I don't think any other institution on day 1 of its commencement can boast of sponsored research grants. We also had a full-time student counselor and yoga teacher. We have a full-time international relations officer, as I had mentioned to you earlier. The research will continue to be our strength, because we definitely don't see teaching and research in silos. To be a good teacher, one has to be engaged in cutting-edge research so that we can translate these experiences to the students and help them be in tune with what's happening and what's the industry requirement around. You will see that we have multi specialization expertise amongst our faculty in the areas of research. And what's most interesting is these strengths will translate into opportunities for students. Many of them will like to participate in some of these activities, collaborate with the faculty, have some publications by the time they move on to the 3rd or final year. We have also started a very unique platform for students. It's called Vigyanam. It's not yet another kind of a lecture platform for series for students. It's a very prestigious platform where we are careful in choosing students having passion for a particular topic, who would be able to undergo training under senior faculty, who will be able to perform a little bit of research exposure in this field, and then come and deliver a very popular lecture on this stage. So we have made all these platforms available for students. As I also mentioned, right from the very first year, we have ensured that we have a very vibrant research activity in the campus. We have already set up 2 special centers, research centers here, one for IoT in collaboration with Intel, the Intel Intelligent Systems Lab. We also have a 3D printing facility with which students are able to design and come out with very innovative products. If you look at the kind of research outcomes, 35 research publications and more than 3 to 4 books in the last 1 year, that will speak about the capabilities of our faculty. And we are a full-fledged member of Amrita Vishwavidyapitham. We have inherited the genes of our paternal organization. What I would like you to again and again appreciate is it's not just a campus that has completed 1 year of operation. I'd like to very quickly run through a virtual tour. This is how the campus looked when we acquired this infrastructure in 2016. If you visit today, you will see that it's full of trees and colors, and a lot of renovation has been done to these buildings. There's a lot of scope for expansion beyond to meet our aspiration to be a research premier organization. What you would also like to appreciate from here is we have the physical infrastructure built to meet all the 4 years of requirements. There's no half-finished buildings like in the very first year. You would, at the center, you would see a circular building. There's the academic block where all the classes happen. We have an administrative block. We have a faculty block. We have hostels for boys and girls. It's a 30-acre big campus. It's green, serene, and away from the hush of the city. So it's a very peaceful campus to engage in meaningful academics. We have a wonderful 500-seater air-conditioned auditorium with fantastic acoustics. The entire campus is full of greenery and it's vibrant with positive energy. We have more than 265,000 square feet of built-up area, so it's definitely not like a first-year campus with 40 or 50,000 square feet is sufficient in the first year. We have an ATM facility, we have a gymnasium, we have some good sports facilities, we have a meditation hall, we have hostel facilities, we have a canteen, and all that is required to make the student life in the campus wonderful and memorable. On the left, you will see the classroom. We have a theater-style classrooms, and what's special at Chennai is also that all our classrooms are fit with smart boards. We have made sure that the students are engaged in a tech-savvy learning ambience. We will make sure that the next generation, they are more adapt to accepting digital ways of learning, and so we have oriented our faculty towards changing our pedagogy and the learning strategies meeting the next generation demands. As Dean mentioned yesterday, we would like to be recognized as centers of learning and not centers of teaching. We have fantastic canteen from where they can have a variety of dishes beyond what is served in the hygienic mess at hostel. All our hostel rooms are having attached bath and restroom facilities. Both the boys hostel as well as the girls hostel have the attached bathroom facilities, and we have some excellent guest house facility, a limited number of them for parents and guests visiting the campus. I'm not sure if I will come to this video a little later at the end because I also realize I'm running out of time. And just to emphasize that we follow a rigorous academic practice right from day one. It's a fully Wi-Fi enabled tech-savvy campus promoting digital learning. We practice activity-based learning, and therefore students have a fantastic learning experience here. It's learning is fun and the kind of interactions they have with faculty, we encourage them to ask a lot of doubts, to experiment with their ideas, to take part in the laboratories with new ideas, and therefore it's going to be a wonderful experience being here. As Dean mentioned, we also encourage students to participate in the online MOOC courses and to benefit from the digital wisdom around. You heard our Dean talk to you yesterday that we would like to graduate our students joining the first year from remember, understand to graduating up to evaluate and being creative by the time they graduate from our campus. To enable this, we have tilted the teaching strategy. We have ensured that There will be more of audiovisual and digital presentations. There will be more experiential learning and laboratory based learning, and there will be a lot of room for students to express their creative and innovative minds. Participatory learning is definitely the norm at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. It's not going to be passive learning where the faculty will come and talk to you for the entire hour. It's going to be very interactive, and the students will definitely be able to integrate the digital wisdom into their learning practices. If you look at some of the disruptive technologies in education today, artificial intelligence, mobile apps for large group discussions like peer deck, game-based learning, virtual reality in classroom, virtual labs, all this are already in practice here, and students have a wonderful opportunity to learn in a tech-savvy environment. What's different at Amrita is definitely learner-centric. It's very important here to understand the concepts and to translate them into problem solving and analytical skills. We encourage our students to think about holistic solutions, not to think in silos. Irrespective of whether you are a mechanical engineer or an electronics engineer or a computer science engineer, it's very important to have to expand your knowledge domains and ensure the products and services that we deliver is holistic in nature. Definitely habits that will not help here is memorizing and perhaps studying just the night before for the exams. It's a continuous assessment pattern. You will have to be interactive with the faculty right from day one. It's going to be a wonderful learning experience right from day one. We have initiated a wonderful practice here at Chennai where after every continuous assessment test, the periodical test that we call it, we have lunch with the toppers, we interact with them, understand their aspirations, we take their inputs about the best practices, their expectations about the campus, and these are wonderful opportunities for us to interact. I'll quickly run you through some of the events and activities just to highlight that these are events of class that we belong to a reputed institution like Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. It's not definitely like a year one campus. We had Professor Jenkins from UK. We had Professor Ram Bishu from Nebraska University, USA. We had various other professors from Paris and Ivory Coast visiting us and sharing their knowledge with faculty and students. We had two distinguished speakers from IIT Madras, Professor L.S. Ganesh, former Dean at IIT Madras, and Professor Parasuraman, who's talked to the students about materials for Industry 4.0. Just the day before, we had another speaker from one of the leading automotive industries at Chennai, talking to our students on IoT in automotive industries, what the futuristic trend is going to look like. We had Professor Saifur Rahman from Virginia Tech talking to our students on energy efficiency in smart buildings. All this just to let you know that we definitely expose our students to some of the very cutting edge technologies and the opportunities available as they graduate from here. We have a vibrant industry connect. We have been able to take our students to CSIR, to TCS and various other manufacturing industries. A whole lot of industry experts do visit our campus and deliver lectures on some of the industry trends. We have, in the first year, we have inaugurated two technical clubs, the Robotics Club and the Artificial Intelligence of Thinking Club. And we'll have many more technical clubs started here in the coming years. But it's not just all about academics and research. It's a very fun-loving campus. We have various clubs and co-curricular uh, groups formed here for music, for dance, for literary, and whatever the talents that our students come in with, we'd like to nurture them. In fact, we have some fantastic photographers too with us here, and they have been winning prizes in some of the intercollegiate competitions. You can see Chanakya holding a certificate at the bottom for some of the beautiful pictures that he has shot. You can see all of our students there participating in intercollegiate competitions, and we don't miss out on any opportunity to have fun together. In fact, the most wonderful thing at Chennai is that we are still a very small family and we enjoy a wonderful relation with all our children here. The kind of bondage between the students and faculty is for you to see and experience. Yeah, whether it's Janmashtami or Independence Day or Ganesh Chaturthi or Teachers' Day celebrations, it's all full of color and a lot of activity. It's all student-centric. They take the initiative. The faculty are there only to support them and guide them. It's fully a student-driven activities at our campus. There's plenty of room and time for sports. Yeah, it's not just for students, but we have activities for our faculty as well, and it's a lot of fun. We have a full-time counselor. We also do sessions on emotional coping with emotional challenges. And during this lockdown period, again, we had a online session on coping with the distress due to this pandemic times. That's what I want to emphasize is that's a lot beyond academics and research. We are definitely a very fun-loving campus. Our students express all their talents in multiple skills, and we provide them ample opportunities for all that. We see Krishnan Kuti here with Mr. Deepak Vora, former ambassador. It's a wonderful session we had in the last 1 year. I guess Mr. Krishnan Kuti has brought in more than few thousands of students from the best of institutions around, and I'll try to close with a brief vision for Chennai campus. We want to make this campus a very tech-savvy learning ambience with end-to-end digitization. There will be plenty of opportunities for skill-based learning and earn while you learn, and it's going to be a research-intensive ambience with a very vibrant corporate relation. Just to sum up, it'll be a perfect ambience for learning and sharpening your skills. It's a very friendly, supportive, and approachable staff. I can bet that I would be able to recognize and identify each student by name, and all our faculty have excellent relation with all our students, and we provide diverse platforms for them to learn. It's not just a single mode of delivery and learning only from the classroom. We provide them ample opportunities and diverse opportunities to learn from. It's a research intensive infrastructure as well. What I would like to emphasize finally is I would like you to contemplate on what you would perhaps miss if you don't join Amrita. Yes, you would get a degree from any other campus, but for the students who join here at Amrita, we'll make sure that you are able to express your innovative and creative minds. You will not just be users of technology, but you'll be able to, in a very big way, take part in creating new technologies, products, and services. You will not just be known as a great leader, but you will also become an adorable leader with the value-based education that you will stand to gain being part of this journey. So thanks to all of you for your patient hearing, and this is very briefly about Chennai campus. Thank you, Krishnan Kuti. If there are any specific questions, I'll be able to.
Thank you so much, and yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Shankar, for briefing about Amada School of Engineering, Chennai. And in fact, it is almost 6 months since I had visited your campus. Otherwise, I was a regular visitor to your campus, and I felt that I'm again back. So I'm sitting in Coimbatore. Dr. Shankar, let me be very honest and frank with you that I felt as if I'm inside your campus. Thank you so much for a lovely, well-explained details about our new campus, Amada School of Engineering. There's one question which I would like you to answer is about the bus facility that we have. And one of those question is asked is from the city, it's about few kilometers away. And what are the bus facilities and how up to what extent the buses are going? And we have enough buses, so I don't think we should fear about where the bus should be sent to. I think, does it come up to Ambattur? Which are the areas our buses go? Any idea? It's wrong to ask a principal of an institution about the bus.
No, I think I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable.
Maybe a parent wants to know up to what extent the buses apply. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. I would like to make a couple of points here before answering the question directly. What I would like to emphasize is we have at least 85 to 87% of our students who are inmates staying within the campus in our hostel. And that gives them ample opportunities to learn beyond the scheduled slotted class hours. Now, having said that, we have fantastic high-tech coaches flying around this city. In the first year, we had at least about 5 buses, and depending on the demand, we operated a couple of them going across the city, right from Gindi and to Valsarvakam and Ambattur on the other side, and Red Hills, Anna Nagar, and so on, Coimbatore. But we will not be that will not be a constraint for students, and when we have more students, we operate understanding the demands. If they are within the prime locations in the city, I'm sure, and if there are a good number, bus facility will not be a constraint. We have enough transport to cater to the requirements of the student community.
So thank you, Doctor. In fact, let me also re-stress on whatever Dr. Shankar, Principal of Amada School of Engineering, did mention about is that bus facility is not a constraint. So even if you're within the vicinity of 50, 60 kilometers, like you could be in Avadi, you could be in Ambattur, you could be in Villivakkam. So based on the demand and the number of students who are opting to join us, we would certainly be only pleased to help you out by releasing our extra buses for the year 2020-2021. So that is not a big deal at all for us. We have enough bus, and based on the demand, we would have our bus facility being given to all of you. So that is all, sir. And in fact, sir, we certainly salute you for a well-explained campus of Chennai, Amada School of Engineering. And maybe you can try about the video a little later. I mean, you can also try if it is possible.
I know I've taken some extra time, but if you give me time, I could.
What I will do is now I will request CAR, Mr. Srikanth, to come over. Meanwhile, you can try whether it is playing. And in that case, by end of the session, if you're not in a hurry to leave us, we can always play at the end of the session, if it is okay with you, sir.
Absolutely, sir. So, thank you. And if any of them would like to join Amartya and particularly Chennai campus, we will be there to welcome them. And with that note, thanks once again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And let's welcome Mr. Srikanth, whom I know for the last almost more than a decade, because he represents the CAR, Corporate Industry Relations, and I was also with CAR as early as 2009, 2010. So what I know about Mr. Srikanth is that he never leave any stone unturned, in the sense that he visits all the corporates across the country, even abroad. So we have Mr. Srikanth, who is over, if I'm right, Mr. Srikanth, over 15 years of experience with placement activities for Amada School of Engineering, and he continues to do an excellent job ensuring a minimum of 96 to 97% of our students who graduate get placed before they leave our institution. So, Shrikant sir, we welcome you for this session, and I would like you to initially brief about the CIR, the Corporate Investor Relations, and then move on to our placement activities for the current year, people who have now left us as engineering graduates in the year 2020. So, Shrikant sir, welcome you on behalf of Ahmedabad Vishwavidyapeetham.
Thanks,
And
thanks,
here
Krishnan
is,
sir.
yes, sir.
Thanks, Krishnan sir. I hope I am audible.
You're audible, but your face is not seen, sir.
I will just for briefly open my video, but then I will again switch off because I just don't want to compromise on the bandwidth.
Okay.
So,
okay. Fine.
probably
fine.
I am visible now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks giving me the opportunity. I am really privileged. As rightly you said, thanks, Mr. Dr. Shankar, also for giving excellent presentation. And it's rightly said that CIR, we call it like a corporate and industry relations, is a very unique setup. In fact, as Mr. Krishnan has very rightly said, almost for more than a decade I have been into Amrita, and almost for 20 years I have been into the education field, and mainly into placement. I have visited across the premier institutions. I have never come across any such setup, a unique setup, even in the premier institutions of interest of national, like whether it is IITs or NITs kind of thing. So this is something what makes Amrita stand off from the crowd of so-called Ivy League universities or campuses kind of thing. So once again, I thank, and also I welcome all the aspirants of joining Amrita as Amritians. They are the chosen one, I always say, to be a part of Amrita for next 4 years, and what they earn in this 4 years definitely is going to stay live for life. With that note, I will try to just share my video, not my video, but my presentation on CIR. Just a couple of seconds. Krishnan sir, is it my screen visible?
No, not it. Now it is visible, sir.
Great. Yeah. So as it is mentioned, CIR stands for Corporate and Industry Relations, which is a very holistic, structured, and a concrete setup, which just not look after only placement, but beyond placement. Rather, our philosophy or the focus is any placement is a byproduct of our strong, robust connect and relationship with the industry. Our relationship should be always continual. It should be on a continual basis. Placement takes place once in a year. That doesn't make any kind of place wherein we should say, okay, we are confined only for placement. So our efforts always are to have a strong and a robust connect and relations building between Amrita and across, not within the country. As rightly said, Amrita has global presence, and we have all connects with the industries or the MOUs with the foreign universities. So as I said, the students from AEEE, those who are getting into today, are really. Krishnan sir, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. No issues. If you're not audible, I'll come back to you. Please carry on.
Thanks. Yeah, because in between it is popping up as a poor connectivity, so I just don't.
Yeah, I know, I understand that. But if there is a problem, I will get back to you. As such, there is no problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. So to continue with this, as I always say, our source of inspiration is Amma. We lovingly call Mata Amritanandamai. She is our chancellor, and she is the source of inspiration for all us across. As Amrita, as a university, has its own vision mission. So we also have our motto mission. We call it like Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Our mission, briefly, I will read it out, like to facilitate holistic career development of students, training on life skills. Let me be very frank here. When we use word life skill, where our beloved chancellor always tells, education should be for life. Education should not be for living, because even any animal kingdom, if you see, they can also live their life. What makes human being as outstanding or we have an intelligence and we live a life, not lead the life. So when we say education for life, so we need to inculcate and incorporate skills for enhancing that aspects and prospects of life. So when we say systematic training on life skills and building competence in core areas through extensive exposure to innovative practical applications. So when we say competence in core area, when I know there are almost 6 branches which are offered in our Chennai campus, which is the youngest among all the 4 campuses of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. It is not core competency only in computer sciences or in electronics or in biochemical. It is beyond that. Probably once you come into your second year in third semester, definitely more of CIR you will be able to understand being part of it. So the other part we say that extensive exposure to innovative practical applications. Here we play the role as a bridge between the university and the corporate. When we say extensive exposure to innovative practical applications, where from these innovative practical applications come? They come from the industry, and wherein we pitch into, as Dr. Sankaran has said, we have Dr. Shankar has said that we have a lot of industry support within a year that we have developed, built, and established for our Chennai campus through getting a lot of industry expertise, visiting, taking some workshops, seminar, faculty development programs, kind of things. This all is a witness and evidence how our approach is very clear. One more thing, just I want to make it very clear, and I want to allay the fear or kind of that block in the mind, particularly of the parents, not of the students, that okay, Chennai campus is the youngest campus. How is it going to be? Whether it is add part to Coimbatore, which is the oldest one. So let me assure all of you, those students, those who are present here on the student, along with them, the parents, those who are here. Amrita stands for its uniformity and universality. So let me make it clear here that whether it is a Coimbatore campus or whether it is a Chennai campus, whether it is a computer science branch or whether it is a civil engineering branch, the entire process is well established and on a common platform, I should say. For example, there is a common entrance exam, which is for all the aspirants of Amrita. There's a common curriculum and syllabus, which is imparted all across 4 years of 8 semesters. There is a common assessment across through semesters, during semesters and semesters. There is a common examination held, and there is a common award of degrees there. So if there is any kind of confusion or apprehension in the mind, specifically, as again I'm repeating, in the mind of parents, they should be very clear of this, that they are not compromising on campus, they are not compromising on branch. So as I said, our motto is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam, meaning we believe in work done to perfection, whether that work is of a grandeur, of at a big level, or if it is a smallest one. But we believe that any work which we are doing it should be done to the perfection. Coming to this, as I said, CIR is a unique setup in Amrita, which you will not find across any campuses. This was envisioned by Professor Parameshwaran, who is our director, who is a guiding light and principal for us, who has striven and driven through across this, and he has been in the helm of this affair almost since 1996, more than 2.5 decades. And he only envisioned the way it should be a holistic setup and not just a mere placement cell or a training and placement office, typically which we found in other campuses like TTO or TNP cell kind of thing. So that is what he envisioned, and he created, he established, he replicated. So you will find on the screen, we have a Bangalore, Mysore in Karnataka, we have a Chennai and Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, we have a Kochi and Amritapuri in Kerala. So all the 6 campuses you will find this CIR setup is replicated at par. There is no compromise in any kind of quality or any kind of deliverance. As is mentioned here, the Chennai as of now was one because it was the youngest one. However, again, let me be very clear on this. The students, those who have admitted last year, that is 2019-2023 passing out batch, now they have been, they have come to the third semester. With this challenging situation of pandemic, everything become virtual. Everybody is at home or maybe confined kind of things. However, one positive I have found in this is that the edge is now the students sitting in Chennai or the third semester students, they are also getting exposure and support from the team sitting in Coimbatore. That is our CIR L&D team. We call it Learning and Development Team. So it is not one alone. It is a 47 plus 1, 48, I should say. The team members or the L&D team members, those who have been supporting not Coimbatore alone, but Chennai also. So that is, I should say, is a kind of blessings in disguise, which is there. Coming to that, when is the placement cell means everything will be only related to placement or internship kind of thing is not like this. See, here, as I said, holistically approaches to the holistic development of the students, career development. So once now you get admitted in your first semester, you have options. Initially, you will say what next. So what next is something like I can choose a high-profile career immediately after doing my BTech. I can go for a private job. I can go for a government job. Even we train for civil services. Even we get support from the armed forces. Briefly, I will discuss on that also. So you will see the students, those who opt for going for a job as a job seekers, they have a number of opportunities out there in market, which as CIR provides them a platform or an opportunity. So when we say private jobs, all the MNCs, majority, you name, and all of them are connected and supporting Amrita across. Government jobs, we also support them for the training into GATE and maybe other competitive examinations within them. They can get into the PSUs and the DPSUs kind of things. We have the other good initiative called Higher Learning Initiative, wherein the students can go for MS, MBA, and MTech, and for that also, as we said, we do support students for going for GRE training. We also hold GRE classes, GRE sessions, GATE forum supports us. We have a CAT forum is there, GMAT is there. So all those we take care whether students wants to go for the MTech in IITs or NITs or ISC, or they want to go for higher studies abroad doing MS through GRE, or they want to go for the CAT, SAT, MAT kind of thing. So there also we support that. The third thing comes as an entrepreneurship. Normally, whenever I physically interact with the students, always I just quickly put a question whether they want to be a job seeker or a job giver. Of course, because the upbringing typically in the Indian family is that we normally want to be into a comfort zone or maybe in a secured zone. So we normally aspire, majority students aspire for going for as a job seekers rather than the job providers. However, for the minuscule percentage of students, those who really are aspiring to have their own setup or entity, we also support them through entrepreneurship. And within the CIR, we have one cell setup called ACE, Amrita Center for Entrepreneurship, which takes care of all the idea to innovation kind of things that we take care of. That the roles which CIR plays, as I said, is very exhaustive, and the octagonal you will find in the right side the corporate relations, internship and placement, corporate trainings, career competency development, counseling, higher learning initiatives, entrepreneurship development. All those are there. So for the students, those are into undergraduates or postgraduate, probably for them that the top 6 points like career competency development, counseling, higher learning initiatives, entrepreneurship or corporate relations, internship are of more concern comparing to corporate training and marketing communication, which is probably is not directly connected or involved through for students. So one by one, briefly and quickly, we'll discuss on these points. When we say career competency development, we have the approach like a participative learning through activities and exercises, more of activities and less of theory, assimilating industry trend through guest lectures, webinars, workshops, etc. Industry projects, internship and competition, a lot of practice and assessment tests. We do it when students go into the higher semesters, like in the 5th semester and 6th semester. Then we also find for the current generation G, that is, we can say X, Y, Z, or maybe next, whatever generation you call it, that there is slowly that the reading habit is going down. So we have a nice library across all the CIR setups across the campuses, where not only your academics but co-curricular topics and subjects also are discussed with current affairs and newspapers kind of thing, wherein the students not only know about what the happenings around and surroundings are there, but also we try to cultivate a bit of reading in them. And continuous monitoring of progress and mentoring. Mentoring is one wherein the students are mentored individually with each individual L&D faculty, learning and development faculty, mentor a set of students. They also maintain personal files to see and track the progress through 3rd semester onwards. So this is what exhaustively we do it. As we said, life skills. So life skills, that component also involves like a soft skill, verbal skill, and aptitude skills. Soft skill just not about the communication alone, but how to build your self-confidence, awareness, and leadership, communication, interpersonal skills, business presentations, negotiation in group discussions, CV writing, public speaking, and all those activities we do take care for each individual, for each section, for each batch. When it comes for verbal skills, we have vocabulary, grammar, correct usage, logical reasoning, etc. Aptitude, definitely. Why this verbal and aptitude comes when you become campus enable in 2023? Because I suppose now you are getting admission in 2020. So 2023 you will be completing your 6th semester and you will be entering into 7th semester, and that time normally we say students become campus enable. And when they are campus enabled, typically is a process of flow chart or a processes of any campus or hiring processes. Normally initially there will be a pre-placement talk, then there will be an online aptitude test. So there this training kind of, whether it is soft skill or verbal skill or aptitude, play an important role. So you will find how it is navigated through. It is through, when we say all those verticals and all those areas which require kind of a honing of the skills, that has been done. Probably this is a little older slide, but I can say that the hours of life skill training, which is approximately is of 260 hours across, which starts in the 3rd semester when students come into 2nd year, that goes to the 7th semester when they become campus enabled, and probably once you are into your 1st semester, definitely it's challenging was however, once you come into 2nd semester and seniors, those who will be back in the 4th semester, will come to know how they started their CR classes in the 3rd semester with almost 260 hours of classes, which will be spread across 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and to some certain extent 7th semester. So this is parallel to the academics which is there in imparted in the departments. So when the CIR starts its CIR classes in 3rd semester, that almost for 260 hours, that receives a maximum of 6 credits. So this is nothing. Nothing will come free of cost to you. Cost means not in terms of money, but you have to devote your time. You have to devote your time on weekly basis, and whatever time you are devoting, you earn 6 credits. That credit goes to your degree. So that kind of sincerity and seriousness is involved in the entire setup that you will come to know on this. In addition to what the academics is there, what the life skills are there, as Dr. Shankar has said, a lot of MOOC classes are there, a lot of certification courses are there, which also support students getting engaged and exposed to the cutting-edge technology, emerging technologies. And that requires kind of exposure to certain technologies and platforms. CIR does conduct kind of certification programs in AWS, Amazon Web Services, National Instruments, CLAD, Autodesk, BIM, CodeShape, CCD, SAP kind of programs, skills contests which are there, certifications are there. So why they are very important is, as it was rightly mentioned by Dr. Shankar or Mr. Krishnan, that present day engineering is not in a silos. It is not something like if I am a mechanical student, I will learn only mechanical. Everything has become interdisciplinary, and the fundamental of the foundational part of any course also requires a kind of software exposure or technology, and where comes the programming or coding skill. So nobody can say I am a civil or a chemical or a mechanical or aerospace student, I am not going to learn all those things. This is something like very essential. So on those all platforms and on those all verticals, we give the exposure to students. We also get technical expertise from the industries as well as from the academic area. Probably, as you said, we get support from the eminent professors and faculty from IIT, IMSC, Chennai mathematical institutions, and all those who come and support us. Then we have industry competitions and internships. We do best-in-class labs supported by the industry. That the regular labs which are there in the departments, along with that regular labs, you will also find a kind of innovation labs or a kind of joint research labs supported by the industry in coordination with CIR. That also we take care of. Of course, this probably once you come into the third semester, you will come to know about how the workbook and practice books and handbooks are given. These all are in-house developed and given to the students. So I will not delve onto this slide more. The career counseling, we say, the have the career planning. The moment students come into the third semester, we give them each student guide and career planning, wherein the students have to enter details. Once you come into this, you will come to know what exactly is that the students are encouraged to introspect and identify their uniqueness, personality, craft their career path, mentoring by experienced faculty. This is, as I said, start in the third semester, goes up to sixth and seventh semester. So every semester there is authentic record is tracked and ensure that the students are on the right path. How the process of the flow chart is, as we said, we have a aspiration of the students, how the career counseling will do it. Like aspiration is their career interest, the personality profile, the core values, both core in terms of technical and non-technical, specialties as certifications and all other things which are required, and multiple intelligences nowadays. As we said, that people cannot live in the silos. Life skill, which is one of the most important part. Basis all those, we have a sport kind of things we get of the individual students. We get students setting up their career goals to put into the action and the execution, and then also we find it out if there is kind of, that is where the personal files are maintained to find if there is aberration or if there is kind of off track things are moving. We again review and then we close the loop, going back to the action plan and execution. So this is what we do it for the career counseling. As I said, for the higher learning initiatives, we have a foreign language, Japanese, Spanish, facilitation for higher studies like CAT, GATE, GRE, GMAT, all those that we do it. Then personalized mentoring of students who do it. So once you come into your higher semesters of the fifth and sixth semesters, you will come to know. Briefly, I will tell about say ASV, say Amrita Center for Entrepreneurship. As at the beginning, I said, students can either go for the higher jobs which are readily available out in the market. They can go for the higher studies, or if they are self-dependent or independent kind of philosophy is there, they can be groomed and trained into becoming entrepreneurship. So we have different clubs for budding and future entrepreneurs and CEOs are there. We have a lot of BST, EDI, Entrepreneurship Development of India funded programs. We do it. We also do kind of idea design, innovation contest, certification courses, project and internship opportunities in the startups or within the group, starting up a kind of a small setup wherein students from different disciplines are coming and then they are making kind of prototype project making till to the prototyping, and if it is commercially viable, market survey, and kind of financial support, technological know support, all those things we support in that. So far, this is a past data. We will see that EDP, that is entrepreneurship development programs, the FDP is the faculty development programs, then that is we call it entrepreneurship awareness camps, EACs. So all those in a very graded manners we do it. So that is very helpful for the students, those who want to go for a kind of self-reliance or maybe a job giver than the job seekers. Corporate relations, as we said, Amrita, believe in robust corporate relations, and placement we say is a byproduct. We do not believe that placement is the activity or the only activity. So as if we have a robust corporate relations, definitely industry will have scalability, and definitely they will invest not just by hiring students from the outgoing batch, but they also will invest through a kind of setups, innovation labs, research labs, and definitely we have been getting it across the decades. So the basic objective of corporate relations objective is to build and maintain good rapport with the top management of our
Shrikant, your voice is breaking. We're not able to hear you well. Your voice is breaking. We are not able to hear you well.
Okay, I think so. There.
Maybe your net is very slow.
Looks like. Just hold on 1 minute.
Yeah.
Is it audible?
Yeah, it's better.
Hello?
It's audible. Yeah. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I will quickly wind it up. So these are the basic objectives of corporate relations, which, as I discussed briefly, and a few insights about the connect and the support from the industry which we received through MOUs, a memorandum of understandings which we have signed up, whether it is TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, ATS, Cisco, Robert Bosch, National Instrument, Microsoft, NIL, Atmel, Freescale, to name a few. These are very few. In fact, if you use the list is very exhaustive. Coming to the main point, which may be of more interest to the students. Krishnan sir, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Oh, thank you. So that is the slide which is of the most concern, the interest of the students. I can just briefly show you about this. Placement preparations, it starts somewhere. The students, they come into their 6th semester. We have a kind of mock interviews. We do it where in the mock test and mock interviews, we get support from the industry. Industry people will come. They will be part of our interview panels, our R&D panels, and then they will test students not just on the aptitude, verbal, or other life skill, but so we have when as I said, the students become campus enabled in their 7th semester. But when they complete their 6th semester, we call students from the 6th to 7th, going students from 6th to 7th semester. We call them in advance before the college new opening of 2 to 3 weeks, and we give them extensive company specific and domain specific trainings. So all these are taken care through our own L&D as well as the support of the industry which we get it. This is the brief placement statistics. This is of the most interesting for the students. Most concern for the students will be like the data of past 4 or 5 years. You will see how gradually and steadily Amrita has performed well in terms of internship and placement when it comes from the BTech students. Percentage of placement normally is above 90%. of the students, those who are eligible and registered with the placement cell or with the CIR cell. When we say the students who are eligible and registered, I also want to make you a word of caution. When you are in your first semester, ensure that you maintain your minimum 6 GPA in each semester, SGPA onward, first SGPA onward, because it is not the CIR, but it is the companies which keep kind of some cutoff, eligibility cutoff, like a minimum 6 GPA, no standing areas. So ensure that you, when you are entering into the first semester of the BTech, that you maintain minimum of 6 GPA as a basic, and ensure there is no arrear. So you will find it like this over a period, how the annual average CTC or the maximum CTC has increased. As I mentioned, 2019-2020 passing out batch, since this year it was a pandemic, it was by the mid of March itself when the regular placement process become virtual. So even in September also, still for 20 passed out batch, there are opportunities coming and we are placing students. One more thing, you will see that annual average salary, how it increased from 15-16 pass out to 19-20 pass out, the maximum salary, how it has increased. Now, one more thing which I would bring in here as a point is that people may have a kind of impression that this higher salary goes only for the CSE or ECE student. To a certain extent, it might be correct also, but then there are companies for electronics students, electrical students, communication students, mechanical students in their specific domain. They get to work in the hardcore technology teams. If a mechanical student is there, he or she will be in position to work in a R&D center in Volvo or Ashok Leyland or a Ford or a Hyundai. If it is an automobile or manufacturing, could be L&T and all those things. Or if it is electronics communication kind of thing is there, you will see Bosch is there, Continental is there, National Instrument is there, Intel is there. So it is not just all about computer science alone. That is across the branches, our placement opportunities are put across. So just another fear or apprehension I want to allay or remove from the mind of particularly from the parents is that if my ward is not she has not got into computer science, what is his or her future? It is not like that. We always committed to give 100% of placement opportunities. Let me be very frank here and open. Even the IITs cannot guarantee 100% placement. At the most, any institution can guarantee 100% placement opportunities. It is if I am a student, it is as an individual, it is my responsibility to perform and get into companies. This is a few eminent recruiters at Amrita, and when I say at Amrita, till date it is Amritapuri, Bangalore, Coimbatore. When the students in 2022 become campus enabled from Chennai campus, that is 2019-2023 batch, they also will be part of this. So there should not be any kind of apprehension that no, I am from Chennai, whether I will get opportunity in these companies or not. Yes, you also will get, very well you will get, very much you will get opportunities getting into any of these companies of your areas of studies. So this is the gist of the companies. Again, it is not an exhaustive list, but we have just put it into alphabetical form. So maybe some companies coming before, lesser known company may come in the beginning, and important company, important MNC may come in the last. But this is nothing but it's an alphabetical arrangement of the companies. You will find A to Z companies are there in the alphabetical list. All those who have been visiting Amrita year on year. So another slide on this, you will find all those companies those who visit. I will skip this couple of slides because this is not directly concerned or involved for the students who are getting admissions, undergraduates, whether it's corporate training and communication part is there. But of course, we also do take care of that, like branding and all those things are there. Probably Krishnan sir will be more relevant into this to throw on light, but definitely this is not the time to dwell onto that. So I'll skip these slides. This is what is a team at Coimbatore. You will see Professor Parmeshwaran, who is sitting there next to him. I am sitting probably. I am not using because as my bandwidth is very poor. I cannot use my video, but here I am sitting here. Dr. Wing Commander Balachandran. He is almost 25 years served in Indian Air Force. He is Deputy Director Corporate Relations. So all the luminaries are there. Those who are from the industry, have industry exposure and experience, and they have joined Amrita in CIR. So once again, we wish you all the best joining Amrita. If any question is there, I am open for taking. Sir, the dice is yours.
There is only one. Thanks a lot, Mr. Srikanth, for explaining about the corporate industry relations, which is certainly a department which most of the students will look for maybe in the second year. The only question is from second year. The question here is about the core companies coming over to Amrita School of Engineering. In fact, people are a little worried about getting onto mechanical, getting onto civil, for feeling that there are not much of recruiters. And that was one of the questions which I saw it in the beginning, and I thought you are the right person to ask and get a better clarity on that.
Sure. No, it is as a common man, definitely this type of questions and fear definitely will be in the mind of not only students but the parents also. I agree to certain extent. Wherein if you compare, there is a computer science, there is a civil engineering. Both start with C, but when it comes in terms of opportunities, it will be a kind of in Hindi it is called 19-20. Definitely some difference will be there. However, when we say there is a difference, that doesn't make any kind of difference in terms of quality or opportunity. Civil students definitely can get into L&T construction, which is a leading Shapoorji Pallonji or Afcon, which are the pioneer into their areas of infrastructure development, or mechanical student. If I am passionate about automobile, every year we get support from Ashok Leyland or Daimler, which is based out in, and particularly when it comes for the Chennai campus, as principal sir has very rightly mentioned, it is the Detroit of India, and a lot of it is an automobile hub is there. So there should not be any apprehension or a fear or a kind of concern among the students from non-CSE, non-circuit branch students not getting opportunity. I'm sure, I'm confident that definitely they will get opportunities.
You're the right person to have the confidence, and now the students also have the confidence that any stream in engineering would always get placed, not that only a particular stream would get placed. So thank you, Mr. Srikanth, for that. And one of the students, with this we'll close it now, Prananshu Roy, he wants to know, is the placement same across all the 3 campuses, 4 campuses? Of course, the 4th has not come into placement yet, but is it the same, or the companies?
Is it very much? It is very much. In fact, now for 2021 batch passing out, which is currently going on, entire placement started virtually, whether it is a Microsoft is there or Robert Bosch is there or the L&T is there.
Cisco is also come, right?
Cisco has completed, SAP has completed, Microsoft has completed. So all the big companies already have completed all the processes. Today, Amazon interviews are going on. And one more thing, it's good that the point has come. So even the companies like the services, so-called services companies like TCS, CTS, Infosys, they are no more so-called services or testing and coding kind of companies. They also work in the deep more verticals. For example, TCS or Infosys, they work for the aerospace industry, they work for automotive industry, for manufacturing and oil and gas, wherein they require students from aerospace, from chemical, from civil and mechanical students. In fact, 2021 batch, 7 mechanical and civil students and 1 aerospace students got into Amazon customer services operations and supply chain and management. So that was exclusively for non-CSE students drive, which already we have completed. 7 students got from civil, chemical and mechanical students with CTC close to 17 lakhs.
Mr. Srikanth, what is the 2020 highest placement in terms of salary package? The first three top companies which has come to our campus and recruit our students. I understand it's around 52 lakhs is by a company, Atlassian or something like that.
Atlassian is an Australia-based company. Yeah, that was the highest package given to the 20 pass out students. Next was Microsoft with 43 lakhs. And came Cisco with 31 lakhs for the postgraduate MTech and for 29 lakhs. It was a cut between or a tie between Amazon and Cisco with 29 lakhs each. Again, as I said, this was not purely only for CSE. There were students from electronics, communication, even students from mechanical also.
Mr. Srikanth, now those students who are getting into Amrita School of Engineering in the year 2020 would pass out in 2024. Right.
Yeah.
Now, being in the field of placement for last so many years, Mr. Srikanth, what is your gut feeling? What is your expectation in 2024 would be the highest salary for Amrita School of Engineering students? I know. I can see your reaction. No commitment, but 52 is the current one. Will it move up further?
Correct.
Looking at it'll move up, right? In the sense, our
Definitely,
students
it
who are
will move.
watching us now could go with the confidence that it will move up to maybe 70 or 80 in the future. So there is no commitment from our side.
Correct.
Because
But
in 2016, what would have been the highest salary from your own, just get your memory back 4 years back, and what was that and what is it now? And then we take on the same way to 2024. Your voice is breaking, Mr. Srikanth.
is it audible now? Is it audible?
Yeah. With a little bit of disturbance, but still we are able to hear you.
Oh, okay. 1 minute. Just let me see if.
Mr. Srikanth, your
is it
meeting is
audible?
at. Yeah. Your meeting is at 11:30, if I'm right.
Yeah, but I will join in between. No issues. But as you said, probably. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. So as you said, definitely we do not believe into that kind of fat packages. We believe into students getting knowledge and becoming asset to the society. However, as I said, probably 4 years before it was 26, 27, and now it is 52. It's almost 100% jump. So if somebody does that average mathematical calculation, probably they will expect a 1 CR plus.
Yeah, that's right. I hope it happens. And I'm sure the students are really.
All the collective efforts of the whole CR and well wishes of you, like you.
Absolutely. And I know it's going to happen. I'm very confident that children today are far better than when we were children, isn't it, Mr. Srikanth? So I think if Dr. Shankar permits me, opportunities are plenty. I think it's wide open. I mean, students can absolutely, as you rightly said, opportunities. We throw opportunities to students, and they need to grab those opportunities. And as you see, the combination. So, Srikanth, thank you so much, and I don't think it's right on my part to delay you further in this and on this Disha talk. And Dr. Shankar, sir, you have anything to say, or you have something to show? Otherwise, let's, with your permission, both your permission, I'll have to say thank you so much and close it. Dr. Shankar, sir, are you there?
Namaskar, sir.
Dr.
Yeah, I would like to show a video on cyber security course that we are launching from Chennai this year.
Absolutely. You can do that.
Me?
So, yeah. No. You will be permitted. Before that, I think Mr. Srikanth has to be said. Thank you so much and bye-bye from all of us for briefing CAR and the current.
Wish you all the students, new students admissions. We wish them all the best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Srikanth, once again, and wish you all the best for the meeting at 11:30. Though it is 11:45 now. So over to you, sir. Thank you so much. So yes, sir.
Yes. Are you able to see the video?
No, not it, sir.
Not it.
So there continues to be an issue, right?
About playing the video. I'll just take a minute. If not, I'll.
Yeah. Take your time. I mean, absolutely. My meeting starts at 12:20 now. No issues at all.
Okay. I just try once again, and if not,
take your time. We were seeing and. Some questions on Chopra said, what is CSC? Yes, something is coming. Computer science, artificial intelligence, computer science, cybersecurity, Mr. Chopra, computer science, engineering. So computer science, engineering, AI, artificial intelligence, it's combination of these two. The other is CSC, CCC, cybersecurity. So Chopra ji, right? So this is the difference is all. See, everything is part of computer science, but then you go in for a little more focus onto artificial intelligence in CSE AI and a little more onto cybersecurity or brand. All right, sir, the video is coming now. But the music, the sound system somehow is not playing now.
It's not playing
It's
now.
visible. It's visible. The screen, you have that video in, but not the sound system, sir.
Okay, I'll try the last time and then
Okay,
see
sir.
if that works. Uh,
Disha Career Conclave program is available in form of booklet. It's not available in form of booklet. You can always visit Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham YouTube. You can subscribe to that, and all the videos will be available there. Whatever happens today, yesterday, what has happened, and whatever is happening. So you can all watch the entire YouTube videos on Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. So please do that. Placement of BTech cybersecurity, I think sir has mentioned more than 5 million jobs are open for us, but it is yet to, our campus at Chennai is only about a year old, so it will take at least a couple of years more for students to get placed. But otherwise, cybersecurity has, currently looking at the situation, it's going to be a wider opportunity for each of you to get placed with CSE, CS. So I'm just, thank you very much, sir. Yes, thank you, sir, for Gurumurthy, sir, for being with us again, right? Yes, thank you so much for your appreciation. Is it, continue reading some questions on those. Is it possible to get an internship in the first or second year if we have the right skills? I think you can get it on internship. No, internship starts only in the third year, in between the third year and the fourth year. Yes, that's what my understanding. So Mr. Gurumurthy, who is from our Central Library, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Amrita School of Engineering, Coimbatore, wishes all students being with us. Sir, is it coming through?
I'm sorry.
All right, no problem, sir. Absolutely, yes. I don't think you need to be sorry. You tried your best, but sometimes it happens, and I'm sure, children, I think let's give big hand, sir. Us and also to the viewers who have been here for almost an hour. Sir, are you? I think there's Thank you so much. An hour and 45 minutes. So this is Mehul signing off from all of you from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. So till we meet again, it's big Jai Hind. Thank you. Good day. Thank you, sir.